So good morning to all of you. Today I am telling about the chapter number 2 of your class 7, and the name of the chapter is Fractions and Decimals. And I hope all of you learned so many concepts that is related with fractions and decimals in your previous class. So the first question is, what is the meaning of fractions? How can we define fractions? What is the advantage of fractions in our daily routine? These type of questions are generally arise in our mind. So, as you know, if you see this figure, it is a circle and 1 upon 2 is written here. If you see the another teaching aids, again this is a circle, it is divided in 3 parts. Earlier circle was divided, if you see here, in 2 parts, okay, and this circle is divided in 3 parts. And if you see on the blackboard, if you see these circles, there are 4 subparts. These subparts are known as sectors. So we can say out of these 4 parts, only 1 part is shaded. That's why we can say 1 upon 4. 4 means total sectors are, total parts are 4, out of which 1 is shaded. If we are taking one more diagram and when we will add these 2, it look like this. It means out of these 4 subparts or sectors, 2 subparts or sectors are shaded. So we can say 2 upon 4 and it becomes half. If you want to see some other figures, as you see this strip, and if you notice here, 8 subparts are there. So out of, in this strip, it is only 1 strip and 8 subparts are there. So we can say each subpart or each part is related with 1 upon 8. So if you want to see the diagram of 1 upon 8 in the form of circle, this is the diagram of 1 upon 8. If you see, only 1 circle is there and different types of lines are there. So each sector is equivalent to 1 upon 8, and if you add all these 1 upon 8, again you will get 1. Same, if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, each sector is equivalent to 1 upon 4. Here if you see 1, 2, 3 and 4, out of 4, only 2 sectors are shaded. If you see this type of circle, so here circle is given. If you see some lines are intersect each other, each sector is equivalent to 1 upon 6. So there are so many examples in our surroundings. Whenever you go to playground, you are watching one that type of game that is look like this. So these are the sectors. Now the question arises, what is fraction? How can we define fractions? So fraction is what? Fraction is a part of whole. In this chapter, we deal with different types of fractions. What is proper fractions? What is improper fraction? What is mixed fraction? What is equivalent fractions? How can we add 2 fractions? How can we subtract 2 fractions? How can we multiply 2 fractions? How can we divide 2 fractions? Then we will continue with the next concept, that is decimal. So I will tell something more about decimal later on. At present we will continue with the fractions. So first we will start with the proper fraction. So what is the meaning of proper fraction? So as I said, it is a part of whole. If I am saying, if I am taking one number 4 upon 7. So as you know very well, 7 is bigger than 4. Or we can say denominator is bigger than numerator. So that type of number is known as proper fractions. As I said, it means it is a part of whole. So 4 out of 7. So 7 is a whole and 4 is a part. Then we will come to on improper fraction. If I am saying 7 upon 4, it means numerator is greater than denominator. So that type of fractions are known as improper fractions. So we can say, what is the definition of, how can we will let's say the definition of improper fraction? It is a combination of whole. If you see 7 out of 4, it is not possible. That's why the definition of improper fraction is, it is a combination of whole. It means it includes the whole part. After adding the whole part, some other parts are also remaining, because when you will solve 7 upon 4, it becomes 1 by 3 upon 4, or that type of number are known as mixed fractions. It means if this type of number is improper fraction, then mixed fraction is possible. If the fraction is proper fraction, then we can't convert in mixed fractions. It means if you want to convert some number in mixed fraction, it must be related with improper fractions, otherwise it is not possible. So this is the relationship between proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fractions, with some examples and teaching aids. Now I will continue with some more concept of fraction. As I said, we will continue with different types of fractions. So I am continuing with equivalent fraction. What is the meaning of equivalent fraction? So for example, if I am taking one fraction as 1 upon 2, 1 is the numerator, 2 is the denominator, and in next step I am writing, if I multiply 1 with 2 and 2 also multiply by 2, so I will get 2 upon 4. And when you will solve 2 upon 4, again you will get 1 upon 2. Same procedure will be applied again. If you multiply numerator by 3 and denominator by 3, then you will get 3 upon 6. And when you will solve it, again you will get 1 upon 2. Next procedure or next step, if we multiply by 4, again we will get 4 upon 8. So if we solve all these fractions, again we will get 1 by 2. So all such type of fractions are known as equivalent fraction. This is the concept of equivalent fraction. Now we will come to on addition and subtraction. How can we will add two fractions? How can we will subtract two fractions? If you see this diagram, this is the diagram where addition is possible. If you see in this circle, there are 4 subparts, out of which one is shaded, that is it is 1 by 4. If we add 1 by 4 and 1 by 4, what it becomes? If we add 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, so it becomes 2 by 4. So see the addition. If we add these two, it looks like this. And when it will solve 2 by 4, again it becomes 1 by 2. Same for subtraction. If we are taking 1 upon 4 minus 1 upon 4, so it becomes 0 upon 4. 0 divided by any number, you will get 0. So this is the concept of addition and subtraction. Now I am taking one more example related with addition, so that it will more clear to all of you. For example, if I am taking one question, we have to add 2 upon 3 and 5 upon 7. Then how can we will solve it? So we will write first 2 upon 3, then plus sign, and then write 5 upon 7. Now if we see the denominator, both the denominator are different. So what we will do? We will take the LCM. This is the way of solving the question. So first we will divide by 3, then we will write down 7, then 7, then we will write down 1. It means we can say LCM is 3 into 7, it becomes 21. So it means the LCM of 3 and 7, which both are denominator, you will write here 21. Now you will divide this LCM by 3, you will get 7. You multiply 7 with 2, you will get 2 into 7. Then plus sign, again you will divide this LCM by 7, you will get 3. Multiply 5 by 3, it can be done this way. So we will get 14 plus 15 upon 21, and this is your 29 upon 21. So definitely we can see here numerator is greater than denominator, so it is your, you can say, improper fractions. And if you want to convert this number in mixed fraction, it is possible because it is improper fractions. So how can we will convert? We will divide 29 by 21, and when you will divide, you will get 1 by 8 upon 21. So this is the concept of addition. One more method is there. If someone want to do directly this question, then how can you will do? You will multiply numerator and denominator both by 7, because 7 is given here, and here you will multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. Again I am repeating. One another method is there. If someone want to add, or if someone want to continue this method, this is also possible. 2 into 7, 3 into 7. Because 7 is given here as a denominator, and 5 multiplied by 3 and 7 multiplied by 3. This procedure is also possible, and you will go with that, you will get the same answer. So we can say it becomes 29 upon 21, and if you want to convert, it becomes 1 upon 8 upon 21. So both the methods are correct. Either you go with this method or this method. But I hope it is fruitful for all of you. Whenever 3 fractions are given to you, in that case, that method is not applicable. So it is better you will go with this method. And same rule you will apply for subtraction also. You have to change this plus sign with minus, and that is related to the subtraction. So I give one example related to the subtraction so that it will be more clear to all of you. So I am taking 2 fractions. For example, if we go with subtraction, then how can we will solve? We will take 2 fractions, 3 upon 5 and 7 upon 9. So how can we will solve? First we will write 3 upon 5 minus 7 upon 9. Again we will go with LCM. As I said, it is better you will go with this method. So 2 fractions are there or more fractions are there, no one face difficulty. So the LCM of 5 on 9, how can we will take? We will divide by 3, because 9 comes in the table of 3. 5 is here, you will write here 3. Again we will divide by 3, you will get this. Again we will divide by 5. So we can say LCM of 5 and 9 is 3 into 3 into 5. It becomes 45. What we will do? Again we will write here 45. Divide this LCM by 5, you will get 9. So we will write here 3 into 9. Then minus sign. Again you will divide this LCM by 9, you will get 5. Multiply 7 with 5. Now you will solve it. You will get 27 minus 35 upon 45, and then we will solve it. We will get minus 8 upon 45. So we can say we are getting negative fraction this time, minus 8 upon 45. So this is the way of solving the question which is related with subtractions. So I hope with the help of these examples, subtraction and addition both are clear to everyone. Now we will continue the next concept. How can we multiply the fractions? One of the important concepts. So focus on multiplication, then we will continue with the division of fractions. So the next heading is multiplication of fractions. So as you see in this figure, the first figure is related with 1 upon 4 and the second figure is also related with 1 upon 4. When we will add these two, it becomes 2 upon 4, that can be written as half. Rather than this, if I am saying I will write 2 into 1 upon 4, then what we will get? Because both the figure, if you are see here related with 1 upon 4 and 1 upon 4, it means there are 2 figures which is related with 1 upon 4. So if we multiply 2 into 1 upon 4 and then we will solve it, we will get 1 upon 2. And if we add 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 4, again we will get 1 upon 2. So this is the concept of additions, and as you know very well, multiplication is also related with the additions. So same example we will give here, 2 into 1 upon 4, we will get 1 upon 2. I am taking one more example so that this concept will be more clear to all of you. Now I am taking some squares. 4 equal parts are there. The first part is shaded in the first square. In the second part or second square, the second square box is shaded, and then we will take one more square, and here this third square box is shaded. So if you see all these squares, it is related with 1 upon 4, it is also related with 1 upon 4, it is also related with 1 upon 4. If we will combine these squares together, what will come? So definitely when we will combine, it look like this. This portion is shaded, this portion is also shaded, and this portion is also shaded. So it means we can say out of 4, 3 parts are shaded. That's why it is 3 upon 4. And if you add 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 4, so definitely we will get 3 upon 4. So rather than if I am saying 3 multiplied by 1 upon 4, these are 3 figures, 1, 2, 3. It is also related with 1 upon 4, this is also related with 1 upon 4, this is also related with 1 upon 4. So what we will get? Again we will get 3 upon 4. So if you add it, you will get 3 upon 4. Okay. So rather than if we write 3 into 1 upon 4, again we will get 3 upon 4. Now I am taking some example related with multiplication of fraction. So how can we solve the question? It will be clear to everyone. So if I am taking 5, this is a whole number, multiply by 1 upon 7. So how can we will multiply? So it is better if we write 5 as 5 upon 1, and it is possible into 1 upon 7. So 5 multiplied by 1, it becomes 5, and 1 multiplied by the 7, it becomes 7. And if you see 5 upon 7 here, numerator is less than denominator, that's why it is, we can say, if numerator is less than denominator, so that type of number is known as proper fraction. So we can't convert 5 upon 7 into mixed fraction. So now we will take some more examples. 5 upon 3 multiplied by 2 upon 9. So how can we multiply? If you see 5 is not cancelled with 3, 5 is not cancelled with 9, same for 2 is not cancelled with 3 and 9. So what we will do? Numerator multiply by numerator and denominator multiply by denominator. So 5 2 is 10 and 3 9 is 27. Again if we see here, numerator is less than denominator, so we can't convert 10 upon 27 in mixed fractions. It remains same because it is proper fractions. If it's improper fraction, then mixed fraction is possible, otherwise it is not possible. So this is the concept of multiplication of fraction. How can we multiply a fraction by a whole number? I already told. Now I am taking one more example with a diagram so that it will be more clear to all of you. Again it is the part of multiplication of fraction. So I am taking some diagram here. This is a square. Two equal parts are here. Again I am taking one more square. We see again two parts are there. This is your shaded portion. Equal portions are there. Again I am shaded this portion. With the help of these diagrams, the concept of fractions, I hope you will do it easily. All these are squares with equal distribution. So it is related with 1 by 2. It is also related with 1 by 2. It is also related with 1 by 2. Two parts are there. Out of these, only one is shaded. So if I am taking the shaded part from here, so how can we will represent? The representation can be given by, we can say, all these parts. If we join these, it looks like this. One more part is there. If you are talking about only the shredded part, it looks like this. So this is your half portion, this is your half portion, this is half portion. Why it is half portion? Because total portions are 2 and out of which one is shredded. So we can say it is related with 1/2, 1/2. All these parts are related. This is 1/2, this is also 1/2 and this is also 1/2. When you will join together, it looks like this. So we can say this is also half, this is half and this is half, and when we will add it half plus half, what it becomes? It becomes 3/2. Or we can say 3 multiplied by half, it becomes 3/2. Or we can say, because 3/2 is what? 3/2, where numerator is greater than denominator, so definitely we can say it is improper fractions. So we will convert in mixed fraction and it can be written as 1/2. If you see it. So this is one of the best example in which if you see addition is possible, multiplication is possible, and we will convert in mixed fraction also if improper function is there. So I hope the concept of multiplication of fractions is clear to all of you. As I said, how can we multiply a fraction by a whole number? How can we multiply two fractions with the help of diagram? I hope you will do some more questions. Now we will come to the next concept, division of fractions. So all of you know very well as per the lower classes, whenever you divide 0 by 1, what you will get? You will get 0. When you divide 5 by 1, what you will get? You will get 5. But what happened when we divide 2 by 1/3? So before telling how can we divide 2 by 1/3, you will focus on one diagram. As you see, this is the circle, this is the half portion, this is the half portion. I will tell this concept later on. First you will focus on this. You see, one circle is given, there are two portions, both portions are related with half. So if we want to divide 1 by half, what will come and how can we will solve it? So basically, whenever you convert this division symbol in multiplication, this 1/2 can be written as 2/1, or when you will solve it as per the concept of multiplication of fractions, it becomes 2/1 and we will get 2. Again I am telling how can we will divide 1 by half. If you want to divide 1 by half, the procedure is that you will convert this division symbol in multiplication. So we will reciprocal of this 1/2 and it can be written as 2/1. No, this is the concept, whole number multiplied by the fraction, you can say. So it becomes 2/1, it becomes 2. If same concept you will apply here, then what will come? If you want to solve it, 2, you convert this division symbol in multiplication. So what you will get? 3/1, and when you will solve, it becomes 6/1 and you will get 6. So this is the simple division. But what happened when we will divide? When we will divide two fractions. So for example, if I want to divide, if I take one question 1/2, you have to divide by 3/5. This is the division of two fractions. So how can we will divide it? You will write 1/2. Now again you will convert this division symbol in multiplication. So when you will convert the division symbol in multiplication, there is no change in numerator. Change will be on only in denominator. But it is better if you write one more line, 1/2, that is your numerator, and 3/5 is your denominator. So how can we will solve such type of situation? Numerator remains same, and this division symbol will convert in multiplication, and the reciprocal of this denominator becomes 5/3, and when you will solve it, you will get 5/6. And 5/6 is what? It is proper fraction because numerator is 5 and denominator is 6. So I am taking one more example. 3/5 divided by 2/7. So this is the division of two mixed fractions. So how can we will solve such type of question? So whenever mixed fraction is given to us, first we have to convert in the fractions. So 5 1 ja 5, or you will can say कि first we will convert in the improper fractions. How can we will convert in improper fractions? 5 1 ja 5, 5 plus 3, 8 upon 5. So definitely 8 upon 5 is an improper fraction because numerator is greater than denominator here. Same concept we will apply here. Again you will convert this mixed fraction in a improper fraction. 7 1 ja 7, 7 plus 2, 9 upon 7. So 8 upon 5 and 9 upon 7 both are improper fractions. Now again as per this concept we will apply here. So what it will come, 8 upon 5 multiplied by 7 upon 9. No cancellation is possible here. So 8 7 ja 56 and 5 9 ja 45. So again we will get improper fraction, and this time division is possible. So we will convert in mixed fraction. Why we will convert in mixed fraction? Because in our question mixed fraction is given. That's why we will convert in the mixed fraction. And when we will convert in the mixed fraction, we will get 1 by 11 upon 45. So this is the way. With the help of this concept, we will easily divide any whole number by a fraction, or whole number by a fraction, or fraction by fractions. Okay, or mixed fraction by mixed fractions. So I hope the concept of fractions is clear to everyone. It is related with 4 operations, that is plus, minus, multiplication and division. Now after decimal, after fraction, we will continue the concept of decimals. So again it is related with 4 operations, plus, minus, multiplication and division. So how can we will denote a number, or you can say how can a number write in the form of decimal? I hope all of you very much aware about the concept of decimal from the lower class. As you know very well, if 1 upon 10 is given, then how can we will write? It can be written as 0.1. If 1 upon 100 is given, as you know very well, it can be written as 0.01 as per your previous class. Now I am making one table so that it will more clear to all of you. And one more thing, if someone say to you, how can you will write 2 upon 5 in the form of decimal? So definitely what you will do, you will divide 2 by 5. 2 is not divided by 5, so we will take decimal here and we will write here 0 and we will write here 4. Okay. Again check it. 2 divided by 5, it is not possible, so we will write here 0 point, it is a point or decimal, then we will write here 0, and when you will multiply it by 4, what we will get? We will get 20 upon 10. In fact, I will take one more example. 3 upon 5 or 30 upon 5. It is very simple. 30 upon 5, how can you will do? Generally, you will write here first time, and then you will get, and then you will say the answer becomes 6. Right? But if you are taking 4 upon 5, which is, we can say, which type of fraction it is? As you know very well, it is your numerator is less than denominator, so definitely we will say it is proper fractions. So how can we will divide? Generally, we will write here 5. 4 is not divisible by 5, so definitely what we will do? We will do 0 point and write 0 here and write 8. So we can say the answer becomes 0.8. Right? This is a simple division which all of you know very well as per the previous class. Okay. So I am going with the one table so that the concept of division will be very much clear to all of you. Basically, this concept is related with the how can we will represent a number in the form of decimal. We are saying 5 point. Here point means decimals. So I am making one table so that it will more clear to all of you. That is your first is 100, then tens, then ones, hundreds, tens, ones, then tenth, hundred, thousands, right? So I am giving here 2 or 3 examples so that it will more clear to all of you. So if I am writing here, I don't know very well 100 means, if you write in 100, 10, 1, 1 upon 10, 1 upon 100, 1 upon 1000. Okay. So I am taking some digits 2, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, and then 1, 4, 7. 1, 4, 7. So how can you write such type of this number? So I know very well 2 multiplied by 100 it becomes 200, 5 multiplied by 10 it becomes 50, 3 multiplied by 1 it becomes 3, 1 multiplied by 1 upon 10, 1 upon 10. So when you will add all these, what becomes? So we can say it can be written as 253.147. We can't say it is 147. It is 0.147. Now I am taking one more example so that it will more clear to all of you. If I am writing here 6, 1, 4, 5, 1, 9. So how can we will do it? 6 multiplied by 100, 600, 1 multiplied by 10, 10, 4 multiplied by 1, 4, 5 multiplied by 1 upon 10, so it becomes 5 upon 10, 1 multiplied by 1 upon 100, it becomes 1 upon 100, 9 multiplied by 1 upon 1000, it becomes 9 upon 1000. So when you will add together, so what it becomes? It becomes 614.519. Or we can say, if you expand it, so 600 plus 10 plus 4 plus 5 upon 10 plus 1 upon 100 plus 9 upon 1000. And when you will solve it, it is equal to 614.519. So this is the conversion of decimal numbers. So I hope with this table you will add, you will subtract, you will multiply, you will divide any types of decimal number. So first I am telling how can we will add the decimal number. And I hope you learn this thing in your quiz class also. So first we will go with the addition of decimals. So if you want to add 1.59 and 2.38, it is a very simple thing. How can you will add? By vertical method, it can be written this way, and then you will draw 2 lines and then add it. 9 and 8, 7, remaining is 1, you will carry forward it, you will get 9 and you will get 3.97 is the addition of these two decimal numbers. Same for subtraction. If we are taking subtraction, then how can we will do? We will change the question, we will write here 4 and write here minus. So how can we will do it? This is just a recalling of your previous concept. So when you will subtract it, you will write here minus. Again, you draw 2 lines. So 9 minus 8 becomes 1. 5 minus 3 is 2, and you will get 2.21 as an answer. So basically, it is related with the addition and subtraction. Now we will come to the main point, that is multiplication of decimals. How can we will multiply two decimal numbers? So I am telling with some diagram. If I am dividing it in 10 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more part, 10. Out of these 10 parts, if I am shedding only one part, what it means? It means out of 10, I am shedding only one part, it is related with 1 upon 10, or it can be written as 0.1. Okay, if I am taking one more part, then out of 10 parts, only 2 parts are shedded, then it can be written as 2 upon 10, and we will get 0.2. Same for the others also. So I am making one more diagram so that it will be more clear to all of you. Again I will divide into 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like a graph you can say. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more line. Okay. So basically these are known as row and these are known as columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rows and 10 columns. So 10 small squares are there. So if I am taking this column as shaded portion and one more column, if I am shaded it, what is the meaning of this? It means we can say 20 out of 100, 20 squares are shaded. So how can we will solve it? It can be written as 0. If you see here, 100 small squares are there. Out of 100 small squares, 20 small squares are shaded. So we will write 20 out of 100, and when you will solve it, you will get, or you can say you will get 2 upon 10. And when you will solve 2 upon 10, you will get 0.2. And if you want to divide 2 by 10, same procedure. How can you will do? You will not directly, division is not possible, so definitely you will take the help of decimal. So you will write here 0 and then 2 times. In every case, you will get the same answer. If someone cancel it and write here 1 upon 5 and then divide 1 upon 5, then also will get 0.2. Okay. So with the help of this diagram, I hope the concept of decimal is clear to everyone. Now we will come to the next concept. How can we will multiply? Multiplication of decimals. So if you are taking 0.2 into 0.3, how can we will multiply it? So it is a very simple concept. So we will write 0.2 to 0. First we have to remove the decimal. How can we will remove the decimal? We will write here 2 upon 10. Why 10? Because when you remove the decimal, just in opposite side you will write down 1, and after decimal only one digit is there, that you will write only 0. And then you will write again here 3 upon 10. Now numerator multiply by numerator and denominator multiply by denominator, so we will get 6 upon 100. And how can we will solve 6 upon 100? As you see here, 2 0 are in the denominator. So in numerator we want 2 digits. So just before 6 we will write one more digit, that is 0, and then we will write decimal, and all this work we will do from the right hand side. Again I am repeating, first we will convert the given decimal numbers in the fraction. After converting in fraction, we will go with multiplication of fraction as I told earlier. So you will get 6 upon 100. And how can you will convert 6 upon 100 in the form of decimal? You start from the right hand side. As you see here, 2 zeros are in the denominator. So in numerator we want 2 digits. So just before 6 you will write down 0 and then you will put decimal. One more example I am taking so that it is more clear to you. 0.5 multiplied by 0.07. It is little bit different from this one. So how can we will solve? First we will remove the decimal of this number, so it becomes 5. When you remove the decimal, in opposite side you will write 1, and just after this decimal only one digit is there, that's why you write only 1 digit. Then 0.07. So if you see just after decimal there are 2 digits. It means 2 0 will lie in the denominator. So how can we will remove it? First we will write down 7. When you remove the decimal, it means 1 will come in opposite sides and only 2 digits are given, so that we write 2 0. Then again we will multiply 5 with 7, it becomes 35, and 10 with 100, it becomes 1000. And when you will solve it, it becomes 0. Or you start from the right hand side as I told earlier. So 3 0 lies in the denominator. So we want 3 digits in numerator. So 35 is already given. We will write here 0. Then we will put decimal and then 0. So we can say when you solve 35 or when you will divide 35 by 1000, you will get 0.035. And this one you will do from the right hand side only. You will not do this one from left hand side. As I told, 3 zeros are lie in the denominator. So you start from the right hand side. We want 3 digits in numerator. So we will put one more 0 before 3 and then we will put the decimal sign. So this is the concept of multiplication of decimals.